mental health is your mental wealth. You gotta look after yourself.
This podcast creates a space for conversation around real experiences with mental health, trauma, violence, and/or substance misuse. We have this conversation without labels, judgment, or pressure. Each guest's stories is their own, and sharing is always voluntary. The guests choose what to share and how much. Please be aware of your limits and stop watching if needed. Let's get this conversation started. Hey everybody, welcome back to Your Mental Health is Your Mental Wealth. I have a exciting guest. I'm excited with me today. How you want me to call? What you want me to call you? Tingia?
You can call me Tingies or you can call me Tingy.
Tingy. Okay, so I have him on with me today, and I reached out to him. I watched him. He was on Code Red, and I took notes listening to you on that interview. And what really made me say, "Oh, I want to talk to you more," is at the end you was like you was gonna join the campaign around the mental health. So we are doing the campaign, Dear Milwaukee campaign, and promoting healing in the space, right?
Yes.
And so I listened. So I have my notes and they're all over the place, but I want to just kind of touch on some of the things that stood out to me in that interview around your mental health. And it was extremely touching. I'll say that to you.
Thank you.
To hear it was you were very vulnerable in spaces in the moment on that interview. And I listened to the person interviewing you and how you interacted and whatnot. I just want to start off with you stated that you're a firm advocate about mental health and accepting that responsibility for your own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk a little bit more about that particular statement?
Of course.
Okay.
Well,
Tell me what did you, when you hear that part, what comes to your mind when I repeated it back to you?
What come to my mind is that, I did 28 years in prison,
Okay.
and I believe that without your mind, you have nothing. And I've been through the struggles, I've been through the ups and downs of dealing with mental health. I've been diagnosed with depression, PTSD, bipolarism, and I've survived.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, I believe that, like, I have nobody to talk to. It's one person that's very close to me. I talk to him, but to try to understand it from my point of view, sometimes people just don't get it. They can't get it. And I told him, like, it's like your brain got two hemispheres,
Mm-hmm.
and mine's is splitting down the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
it's splitting down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you losing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dear Milwaukee campaign, the mental health crusade, it's important to me because I know that some of these ignorant outbursts be mental health situations, and I feel so passionately about it because I have went through those struggles. I went through those struggles in relationships, and I just see it from a different aspect right now.
Okay. I heard you mentioned prison, so I was gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
On that episode, you said 27 years?
27 years, 10 months.
10 months. So rounding up, that's 28 years all
Yes,
day
ma'am.
long, right? So you grew up in prison.
Yeah.
Do you feel that shaped a lot of your mental health thinking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your thinking?
Absolutely. The environment shaped my mental health. It created alter egos. It played a big part in defining the young man.
Do you think it gave you some distorted thinking?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
mean,
I'm just asking.
but
I need them to hear it too.
yeah, like if we keep
yeah.
it, if we keeping it real, of course it gave a distorted perspective because the penitentiary itself is distorted. It's where we send uh, some people with some of our greatest potentials that make mistakes. We send them there to die.
Mm.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That is America.
That's America. So prison and trauma go hand in hand because you said
Absolutely.
that. Talked about the prison and your trauma.
Absolutely. How could you not have trauma with prison? With being away from your family, not being able to communicate with your family. They control the communications through the phones, high markups on the phones, to send a letter. And people are so busy now out in the world that now I understand all the things that I didn't understand in prison while, a letter meant so much to an individual.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the other side of it too now being out here in the real world.
And I'm glad you said that because that's something I wrote down. And I am looking at my notes as you're talking to see. Because one of the things you spoke about, of course, growing up in prison, but being in prison and writing you, sending you money, that really made you feel disconnected as if someone didn't care.
Yes.
I understood that correctly then, right?
Yes.
And I remember it was being he stated you cared about the little things.
Mm-hmm.
However, it wasn't little to you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's fair to say.
And I believe that I will say this, right? Feelings are very valid, right?
Right.
And we all have different feelings because we all perceive differently on different levels.
Yes, ma'am.
So I do believe that it's valid that those little things matter, which then you became, and I'm ad-libbing, angry when you didn't get the letters.
No,
at your
it
family
ain't angry.
Okay.
You can't. I can't define it as angry.
Okay.
I would define it as like non-caring because, if you care for an individual that's incarcerated and you truly love them, even time can't kill that bond. So you showing me what I mean to you during that interaction, even if it's a letter. Like some of the letters I cherish the most in the 28 years that I was incarcerated, letters from my grandmama, letters from my mama, them was very valuable of holding me together, holding my mental health together, holding my strength together.
Okay. So for doing that time, so you 28 years, so you went in pretty young because when you grew up there.
Well, I was arrested at 17. I turned 18 in the county jail.
Okay.
And yes, I was a kid.
Okay. Do you feel you had a grip on understanding what relationships and support was at 17 and 18?
Relationships and support.
Because that's what you're defining when we talk about the letters. And I'm not, the reason I'm kind of, because it's people, this story is yours, but it's probably a million other people that share that same insight, right?
Absolutely.
So my purpose now is gaining the understanding and awareness that it's an important topic.
Yes.
You are a very prominent person in Milwaukee community.
Yes.
You are popular. You know a lot of people.
Yes.
Whether it's from where you ended up growing up at and where you grew up before going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have an image.
Yeah.
10 G's, right?
Right.
We know that's not the name your mama gave you on that
Yes.
birth certificate,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so that's a different image than that's a different person.
Yes, it's a duality. It's a duality. Tingia and 10 G's is two different persons, like I stay in Arkansas and I was going through one of my great depressions. For the last 4 months, I've been I've been depressed. I've been going through a lot with my mental health the last 4 months, and I've been in a mental health crisis. I haven't been taking medication. I haven't talked to my psychiatrist or my psychologist, and I've been just trying to hold it together. And yeah, it's a duality. Like Tingia's got Tingia in prison, and I accept the two that's living together. I accept the two, and yeah, it's very hard to go through a mental health crisis where nobody understands, nobody really cares, because we all are, I guess we just so apathetic, meaning that we just got a lack of interest in somebody else's mental health or what they going through. We just don't care.
Right. You said something, and that was, how can I say it? That was a mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my point of doing this is we're all in pain almost.
Yes.
Too afraid to reach out, even if somebody throw us a life jacket.
Yes. Yes.
And what's something you said is, while you were there, there was no one to communicate with, and not trusting the doctors, the psychologists, the psychiatrists,
Yeah.
due to how their perceptivism or their perceptive of you may be.
Mm-hmm.
So how they perceive you, how you're thinking, and I'm saying you because I'm talking to you, and it's not just you, it's a lot of us like that.
Yes.
But how you think the other person is perceiving you, did that create a barrier in you being able to share to get information to help you?
Yeah, because you distrust the psychologists and the psychiatrists because as a black man growing up in America that you are hated, that you are the symbol of blackness, of black freedom. We can go all the way back to Malcolm X, El Haj, Malik Shabazz. We can go even back to Dr. King, or we can go back, to Marcus Garvey. We know we are hated. So like, we know what the perception is of black men. Trayvon Martin, get killed with just a hoodie on. So we know we is perceived as a threat, and we know not to open up to outsiders.
Okay.
And trust can be broken so easily. Loyalty can be disbanded so easy. Betrayal can be so easy. So you really don't have a relationship with the people that you need to have the relationship with to truly help you, to use their doctorate degrees to assess this individual and give him the help that he really needs. Like, I done had insomnia. I haven't been sleeping for weeks. Like the other day was the first day that I probably got 6 or 8 hours of sleep because my body was so tired that it just gave up.
Just gave up.
It just gave up.
So hearing that, and I don't want to keep out. You stood out because I watched your other interview, right? And so things just stood out to me, and perception seemed to play a whole part in your whole interview.
Yes.
Like how that perception of, and you spoke on many different hot topics that I've talked to a lot of people that have re-entered. You spoke on a lot of hot topics, the perception, the relationships.
Yes, ma'am.
You just spoke on the loyalty, feeling betrayed, and all of those things, right? When did you become willing to start understanding that your perception of stuff and someone else's perception is different? However, y'all both can still be right.
Right.
Do you agree with that statement?
Oh man, I've been struggling with that since I've been home.
Okay.
I think my uncle just told me today, like, don't don't say certain stuff out of my mouth what I'm thinking. But like I'm such an honest guy, and I'm just so authentic in who I am. I'm comfortable in my skin. To right, I done had these discussions with the two closest people to me in my life, and their perception is different than mine.
Right.
And it's mind blowing that, I can believe that this is the right way, and they can adamantly believe that
It's the wrong way.
it's the wrong way.
So when he said that, is he meaning, or are you saying like don't say it around a lot of people, or just don't say it period when you're talking to people that you feel you trust, or do you just say anything anywhere?
No, I'm just authentically who I am.
Okay.
He's saying that certain things that need not be said,
No matter
and
what setting.
no matter what setting,
Okay.
and he's saying that those things is harming me in relationships because the way I think, and because I think so differently from the multitudes of people that's out here. I think different because my experiences have been different.
Key thing right there. I'm glad you said that, because people need to understand my experience is what shaped me.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
experience is what shaped you. There's a however in there though.
Mm-hmm.
My experiences don't have to define me.
But don't they?
No, they shape me. What I've been through in my life, what
Right.
you've been through in your life,
Yeah.
definitely shaped you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why you think the way you think.
That's why I
That's
think.
why you feel the way you feel and everything. But it does not have to then continue to be the definement of you, because it was distorted from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
well,
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, it's like I'm rewriting that definition. Uh, in 5 months, I have my bachelor's degree in business finance. I would have did that in 3 months. Inshallah, I graduate summa cum laude, valedictorian.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
I have a 4-point average. Uh, prison haven't defined me out here. The ramifications of prison have hurt me out here,
Right.
but it don't define me, because Tingia as an individual is stronger than the forces of evil that's against me.
Right. So that's what I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Cause the definition of you is not where you been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody I remember when I first started in my career, and I had someone telling me, I was in a training, I believe, I don't know where I was at, but they compared it to the rear view mirror in your car
Mm-hmm.
versus your front windshield. So you looking out that front windshield, you see far, especially on a sunny, nice day.
Yes, ma'am.
That rear view is small. And
Yes.
it's small for a reason, because when I look and things are getting further and further away.
But they closer than they seem.
They closer than they seem on them two side mirrors, right? Them two side mirrors, they're closer than they seem. But if I stay focused, and I'm glad you said that, because that's what people will say. You're trying to, not you, but they'll say, did we point out facts? Oh, that's facts. They say objects are closer than they appear. That rear view mirror don't say that though.
Right.
The front window don't say it either.
Right.
And you're driving towards somewhere, but to continue to look in the rear view and say, well, this is why I do what I do, instead of realizing that wasn't great ideas then either, right? So you said that though. I'm
Yes,
just pointing out more. So now we stay focused on this front windshield and what we need to do. It start raining, we got tools. The windshield wipers go off, right? We turn them on. If they broken, we get out, find somebody to fix them.
Yeah.
Or we find another way. I done seen people stop at every red light and get out and wipe their windshield off, right? It appears to me, when I heard in your other interview, you're at a point now where, like you started off saying, you struggling, you got two hemispheres of your brain and you trying to see which direction.
Mm-hmm.
When I spoke to you, you want to share your story so others can know they not alone.
Right.
Your story is your story, but it's 1,000 other people out here that share that, right?
Yes, ma'am. I
So,
mean, it's real. It's poignant.
okay.
Like I did 27 years, 10 months, and then I got locked back up for 99 days. That put me over the 28-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
I came home. I've been home 3 years, and I had 3 prominent relationships, and I stayed down in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I was just really going through a storm. I was going through a storm, and it felt like I was enduring rain, sleet, snow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the only sunny part was when I wake up. But then when I wake up, I'll be disappointed. I'll be like, damn, God woke me up this morning to endure this shit. Like, my pain was just deeper than the ocean, you know? And the reason that we reached out to each other is because I want to let more people know that, yeah, man, it's okay to struggle with your mental health and go get help,
Mm-hmm.
but yet distrust the people who giving out the mental health advice and the medicine. So, like, I'm fighting with the system. I'm fighting with myself. I'm fighting internally. I may even be fighting against God's will because my vision not clear, so I can't see right
No.
now.
So, right now, what I'm getting, the bigger message is struggling to cross over to get the help and
Mm-hmm.
start building that trust with
Yeah.
somebody. And so that's another reason that I do what I do, right?
Yes.
Because I always tell people this is so informal. Come on in, because I'm aware of all the stigmas around it. And you said something about in there you feel broken, and I was gonna ask,
Mm-hmm.
is there what's the difference between being fixed and being healed or healing? Is there a difference to you?
Man, that's a great question. Yes, I am broken. And I came to realize that uh, about more than a month ago. I knew I was broken. I was broken from everything that I was going to, the
Mm-hmm.
situation I was in, and I had nobody to confide in, and the pain was deep. Like
Mm-hmm.
the pain that I'm enduring right now is some of the greatest pain that I done been through since my grandmama passed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I'm really hurt. Like I'm really
Mm-hmm.
fucked up right now. You know, a lot of things done happened in my life that honestly I just can't believe it. And I reached out to you and to your platform about the mental health because I know there's individuals going through the same thing that I'm going through that's been out here and that they look normal, but they really ain't normal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm really not normal, you know, and I know I'm not normal because I know what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And like it hurt, you know, it hurt, and you reaching out and you trying to connect and you trying to get that help, you know, because at any time you might go off the highway
Mm-hmm.
and you might not never know what happened. Like the pain deeper than the ocean, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to first say I appreciate, because being allowed in somebody's space is an honor for me at
Yes,
any
ma'am.
cost, right? And I've been doing this a long time, and I've talked to people so much and heard so many different stories to where it's like, where can we start at? And just
Mm-hmm.
the starting point is making a call and being available
Mm-hmm.
to create a space that's just where someone can feel comfortable. I
Yeah.
can feel comfortable. They can
Yeah.
feel comfortable. And so that's why I always call it informal. So when I went back to school, I didn't go back to school because to me, like you mentioned, you said the doctors, those degrees, those really don't mean nothing, but those people can pass a test real good, right? Because a lot of them I don't trust, right? I'm gonna
Right.
be honest. Like that's one thing. Like I'm gonna be honest across the board, right? And
And I appreciate
I
that.
cannot sit back, and it's hurtful. I sit in meetings and I'm like, I was in a meeting the other day. I'm like, well, how is this gonna help my community?
Right.
Y'all took a whole program that y'all was supposed to be starting in the 53206 zip
Every
code,
zip code. Yeah.
NPS schools, and now you taking it to somewhere else because it's easier for y'all to get in there. While I'm out, no, I want to go to them schools.
Right.
I want to get to them people. I want to show them people. So to be able to start creating that space, and my next reason is because I've heard you talk. I've been around, and I watched your interview, and I could hear the struggle.
Yeah. The
I
struggle
could
is
hear the
real.
struggle. And it seems like you're at a point where I want to have somebody I can trust and be on this side, but where I've been, I can't trust.
Yeah. Like I had an individual that was so close to me that like I poured more into her than I poured into myself, and I struggled with that shit for a long time because I was trying to be a version of me that she wanted me to be. You know, because I'm brash, you know, I'm confident, you know, but at the same time, you know, the devil talking to me, you know what I'm saying? I may be in a normal situation and I hear the devil whispering, you know, and telling me something different. Like when you struggle with real mental health, you struggle with whispers, you struggle with perception, you struggle with clarity, you struggle with decision making. When you really struggling with this shit, like when you done really went through it and went through the pain and went through the isolation, like I did 10 years in the hole on administrative confinement, like all those things now are reverberating.
And coming back out, making that adjustment.
The adjustment is the biggest thing. Like there has been no reentry programs to help me, neither in Arkansas or Milwaukee. Uh, Trying to reconnect with your family, trying to reconnect with your kids, trying to reconnect with your partner. Uh, like I done had some hard times doing that. Like there's been a disconnect, and like I've been struggling with that disconnect.
So is it fair to say at this point, struggling with the disconnect is twofold? Not allowing yourself to even see if somebody is trustworthy enough to be vulnerable enough to get to this conversation, because this is a vulnerable space right now to even let's get this out to the world,
Right.
basically. So is it fair to say that on some point you were kind of resistant without allowing it in because of your lack of trust for everything?
I don't trust nothing.
Right.
I don't trust anything. Uh, the person I love the most showed me that trust and loyalty is negotiable out here. And I couldn't accept that. And that started a spiraling down for me
Okay.
to where I've been at a point where like I've needed mental health assistance because uh, it's been to a point where like, you know, I don't want to live no more.
Right.
You know, it hurt that bad.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're talking about it. I think it's, if I'm incorrect in speaking, like forming a relationship first will start with forming one with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're kind of ready for that. The conversations that I heard you have on the other interview, what we're having right now,
Yes.
to say, hey, it's I'm gonna live or I'm gonna die,
Right.
and am I gonna live as a walking dead or am I gonna start to thrive? Because
Well, as you said, like, you know, when I was living down in Arkansas, I was sleepwalking like for the last couple months. Uh, I had a fog on my brain, but I still understood what was going on. I understood that certain people were playing in my face and shit like that, and I accepted that. Like, and with the mental health, with me knowing I was going through what I was struggling through, I was really struggling.
right.
I was really struggling with my decisions. I didn't feel like myself. When I got back here, all my blessings start coming back. You know, when I got back, my blessings start coming, and I understand why God, like how He allowed me to struggle down there. But when I came back home, it was all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I ran it back up quick. I did the things that I needed and I wanted to do. Like I'm somewhat of a celebrity in this city, and but it don't unmask the pain that I
Right.
feel. It don't unmask like I need help. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I've been crying out for help, and I can't get that help. So like, yeah, like I done tried unsuccessfully 3 times to kill myself.
Well, I'm glad you were unsuccessful. I'll say that. And I'll say that I think that a lot of people cry out for the help, and because our perspective of what the help should look like, or my distrust for people, sometimes we don't allow it, and it comes in some of the oddest forms sometimes, right?
Right.
And the thing is, we got to be able to be ready to accept it, right?
Yeah, we got to be able to accept it, but to keep it real, Desi, I just feel like personally, after doing 28 years in the joint and coming back out here, like I feel like we failing miserably on the mental health side.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I feel like we failing miserably. Like there's no contacts, and there's no immediate help. But then when the catastrophe happened, y'all screamed mental health, but y'all had a chance.
You seen the red flag.
Right. Y'all seen the red flag.
So
So,
coming out of the prison, they didn't say, "Hey, here's some resources,"
man,
or
I came home with $1,200 after doing 27 years and 10 months. I was in Sturtevant Transitional Facility. They wouldn't allow me to work. They wouldn't allow me to work because I'm labeled a gang leader in Wisconsin. Uh, whether what position it might be, they
right,
labeled me that. And so I wasn't able to go outside the fences, and I wasn't able to come home with 30 or 40 stacks like some guys. And I wasn't in a position to make the decisions that I needed to change my life after doing 3 decades. Like, you must remember that when I was incarcerated at 17 years old, there was no cell phones, there was no DVDs, there was none of these things. Like, the world done changed dramatically. Like, I've been crying out for help for so long that, I find it repugnant that that the city of Milwaukee or the city of Pine Bluff don't in 2026 don't have accessible programs to really help. Like, they just don't. Like, my doctor done prescribed me medication for depression, PTSD, and bipolarism, but if I can't trust my doctor, and I really don't trust my doctor, or I can't trust the system, then how are you helping me?
Right. And I agree. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you're sharing this because I've heard that in different ways from people before. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
Because we got to stick together.
Yeah, we do.
We almost have to form our own coalition to say, hey, we're going to stand up against this mental health. And I am a firm believer that I'm one that would, like, I don't even know where to start at. I'm really low on the totem pole. But where mental health, mental wellness, even if it's just in an education form, should start the day somebody gets arrested.
Right.
They should have access to a therapist. That should be considered a professional visit right away, right? It's
Right
not
away.
about, do you agree with that?
I agree with it wholeheartedly. Like, I remember when I was in MSDF, the conditions down at MSDF was worse than the Supermax when it opened in 1999. And I can tell you that from experience because I was one of the first 12 inmates ever incarcerated at Wisconsin Supermax. It was called Boscoville Correctional back then, or the Supermax. And the conditions downtown in Milwaukee are akin to a Supermax condition. And the warden know about this. The mayor know about this. The governor, Tony Evers, know about this. And we see this everywhere we go. We see this everywhere we go. I don't care what city, what state. We see it everywhere. And the black man is really catching the ramifications behind all this. The black community.
I agree. And I feel that we gonna keep this conversation going. I want you to know, like, you're not alone, right? I hear this story a lot. And at one point, some years ago, with my husband, he's deceased now, and
My condolences.
thank you, and Mr. Bill, who had done a lot of time. I had this vision then that because I'm working with men, and the majority of them have been incarcerated.
Yes.
I actually was doing a men's group because where I was at, we didn't have nobody running, so I was the supervisor. So I'm in there and I'm listening to them, right? I'm from where they from. They know me, and they can relate to me. I can relate to them, but I can't relate to doing 10 years in solitary confinement.
Right.
Right? I can't relate to actually being a man. I'm not a man.
Right.
First of all, right? Feelings are different. So I went home, talked, because my husband also has done a total of 20-something years in prison. The longest stint, I think, was 15 years at one time that he did, and things of that nature. So I learned a lot from him, but I still was lost on what to do.
Right.
So I'm like, I want to have this group where these men can feel comfortable to talk about how awkward they feel in certain situations, how awkward it is in a relationship. And we did it. It was real successful. The only reason we ended because 2020 hit.
Right, because
and everything
COVID.
Everything had to shut down.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to David Morrell down at Expo.
Okay.
I was going to a men's group down there, and it was real vulnerable, and it had some real heavy hitters, real influential guys.
Right. And that's what we need more of.
Yeah,
we need to get that.
I'm talking about, it was real true leadership down there.
Right.
Like, shout out to Big Norm and Norm Speaks and them guys down there who was integral. And, we marched on Madison. We went to go see all the lawmakers, and we was trying to get something changed. And I was really adamant about it. But I was really adamant about getting my life going. And I was in a rut, and I didn't know how to get out that rut. And my mental health was affecting my decision making. And like I had nobody to talk to, so I went to that men's group. So it's certain vehicles that's out there for us, but it don't provide the whole 720 that we need to make up the pie. Because, you know, a man or a woman is so much more than just working home, you know?
So on that now, while we start wrapping up, I'm also a big, like, in my mind around all of this and trying to get more people made aware. I also feel that me being a woman who has dealt with a man being in prison, and you know, if you get 10 of my friends, 9 of them have been incarcerated for a long time, and I don't turn my back on them at all,
Right.
right?
And that's real
And
love.
then yeah, and then
That's real love.
understanding, like, dang, like, I being a wife or girlfriend of somebody that was incarcerated,
Mm-hmm.
I too need to go through something to be able to deal with, because we don't normally have healthy relationships anyway.
Right.
Right? We don't know what a healthy relationship is. And I ask a question, and it becomes, I'm like, what is a relationship to you? And we just sit and go, like you just wrote, it's like, and so we can define it in a certain way, but everybody gonna have their own definition.
Man.
But we can't get away from what it would be healthy or not. So do you think that it would be like, I know that, and there's places that do it, and they try to make it that family wraparound piece where they're telling the people, the support system, quote unquote, you know, different things to expect when
Yeah.
somebody comes home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's beneficial?
I think the curriculum got to be changed. I
Okay.
think that everything that we doing is outdated.
Okay.
I believe that, you know, we in the 21st century, it's 2026. I believe we can do way better.
Okay.
Like, and you know, you ask me what a relationship is. I say a relationship is two people building off their failures, their pain, their experience to build something beautiful.
Okay.
And when you coming at it from a mental health aspect, you got to understand that the thinking of this person sometimes is not going to be rational, because he just done did 28 years in the prison. And, you know, communication is everything.
Okay. Right.
You know, people should tell you the truth, you know, and there's not many truth tellers out here.
Right.
You know, everybody is manipulative. Everybody on their own type of time, because the selfishness, the narcissistic element always comes in, because everybody always thinking about themselves.
Okay.
Like, you know, I think about myself, but like I'm thinking about myself in a different aspect that you thinking about, because I know with mental health, like any day can be that day. Any day can be that day where we see these guys go up in Walmart and shoot up Walmart, or they go do something, you know what I'm saying, that I may look at in retrospect as buffoonish,
Right.
clown-like behavior. Like, I done did some things that I'm not proud of.
Right.
And some of those things, I was having a breakdown, and I've reached out for help several times.
Okay.
And I believe, like, I just don't believe the infrastructure in Arkansas or Milwaukee is enough to help, like, what I'm going through right now.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say, you know, for all those guys that's been incarcerated for so long, like individuals like you that's been on the front line, like, we appreciate you, and we want to salute you and thank you, you know what I'm saying, just for your help and how you've been endeavoring, and to love a man who did that type of time. And it means a lot to us, because there's not many.
Well, I appreciate you. And wrapping up, that I'm almost about to be in tears, but I really appreciate you for taking your time out.
Yes, ma'am.
I would love to have you back again to continue the conversation because I think it's deeper than where we at, and would love to have updates because I want to pull you in first and foremost, and your ideas, your input on what can be different, what can be added to what we're doing, what you feel needs to be changed, and then helping pull more people in to get us all at a table to start healing.
Right.
My whole goal is we have to start healing. We're not going to stop killing.
Right.
We're not going to stop drug abuse until we start healing.
Right.
Bottom line, right?
So you know, that was really profound, like, because you know we all need to heal.
Right.
Like, even at 50 years old, like, I feel so much pain that right now it's impossible for me to heal. Like, my heart got so many lashes on it. It's been scarred. It's like a slave that's been whooped by his master.
Well, I think I think you healing one of the scars at least right now, taking that first step, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that, you know, the healing part, because that's important. So we starting the journey.
Time to heal.
We starting a journey.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
think this right here was a vulnerable space.
Yes.
I think a lot of people is gonna benefit from at least hearing what you saying, knowing, because it makes you feel better. A healing step is to know I'm not alone.
Right.
So that's where we at today. We not alone, y'all.
We not alone.
You not alone. We not alone.
Yes, ma'am.
So we gonna keep pushing.
Keep on pushing.
I'm gonna have you back again because we want to continue this. Maybe we could have somebody else join you that we could talk to and help and just help out on the camera. So if anybody want to get in touch with you, if they got touched by what you said, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can email me at tingia.wheeler872.com. They can inbox me on Facebook at 10Gs. As everybody know, I'm legendary in this town.
And I'll be having some superstars.
Yeah,
okay.
And we trying to do something positive, and we trying to get the ball rolling. And again, we just thank you for having us and having this conversation, and it being vulnerable, and it being things that it can help somebody.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, 10Gs. I appreciate you. Until we meet again.
Thanks.
Thank you for holding space for today's conversation. Remember, your mental health is your mental wealth. So please take care of yourself in whatever way you need to. If anything you heard brought something up for you, please remember you do not have to carry it alone. Support is available, and reaching out is a strength, not a weakness.